Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Nathan Rourke took this league by storm. The Canadian that played at Ohio, started with the Lions this year. What's next for Nathan Rourke?
Well, for Nathan, he's going to go try out with some NFL teams. There's been over 24 teams that have inquired about him. That doesn't mean 24 teams want to sign him, but they're probably, I would imagine he'll have somewhere between 8 and 10 workouts with different NFL teams, and that'll begin right away. The window opens for CFL players to go try NFL opportunities on November 21st, the day after Grey Cup. So he's got workouts scheduled for the Monday, Tuesday, the 21st and 22nd. They wanted to start right away so they could spread it out a bit, not really overload his foot by having, 5 workouts in 6 days or something like that. So he'll go through that process and see if the right situation's there. And if it is, that's what he's going to do.
Okay, so you're way more of a football guy than me. You coach it for the love of Pete, not to mention just covering it as well. My Florida football guys say this kid's got it. He's got NFL written all over him. What would be his expectation? He's not a number one, is he, in the NFL?
No, not day one, right? I mean, could he be better than Taylor Heineke or John Wolford or some of these guys? Yeah, absolutely. I do think that, right? But the point is, look, I get people on Twitter saying to me, well, why doesn't he do what Warren Moon did? There is no window for that anymore. There is nothing a quarterback could do in the Canadian Football League which would create such a market for him in the NFL that multiple teams would offer him big money to be a number one quarterback. That just doesn't happen in today's day and age. A lot's changed in 40 years.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Can't remember my roommate's name, but we couldn't get into our room, and 2 exotic dancers came down the hallway and said, here you go, let us give you a hand with that.
How about that?
I was 16. It was like, whoa. Mandy in Edmonton has checked in, by the way. She says, flashback. I did find glitter around an ex's house all the way into the bedroom. Now you know. No charge.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, everybody. It absolutely is the RP Show, and we're coming to you live from Ballers Rec Room, and I'm very excited to say on this Thursday of Grey Cup week, before a live studio audience. Can we make a little noise here? Hey! Yeah, we do have the eye in the sky, Darren Moose Dupe on us with me, so maybe the guys back in the mission control at ICAST want to swing it around. We can get a look at this live audience today. These are always the best and easiest shows, Darren. Not a lot of prep is needed.
I know.
We just let it roll. But yeah, you seem to have an extra layer of lacquer in your hair today. What did you do?
Is it a little full?
Shining and
we got an audience today.
Looks like a helmet. Yes, exactly. So congratulations on that. Okay, coming up today, Arash Madani from Rogers Sportsnet. He's in the house covering the Grey Cup, which we didn't necessarily think was going to happen. So we're excited to have him, right? You just picked him up. How was that ride?
Awesome. Yeah, good to see him and happy he's here. I was saying in the ride over, we're better for it. Grey Cup is better for it because he's here.
Absolutely. Arash Madani in hour 1. In hour 2, Shawn Lemon will be joining us, all-star defensive lineman of the Calgary Stampeders, will be with us here at Ballers Rec Room. And we have a very special announcement and some guests coming up from Athletes in Action. That's in hour 1, last segment of hour 1. So that's kind of what's going on. Can we hit the Quick Six show horn, please? Director Jordan, and let's go. We are live on Game Plus television across all 10 provinces and 31 states, live streaming on YouTube and on the radio, WQEE 99.1 FM in Noonan, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. We're starting with hockey. Number 1, Trevor Moore recorded a hat trick to lead the way as the Los Angeles Kings defeated the Edmonton Oilers 3-1 Wednesday night. Zach Hyman scored the lone Oilers goal, who have lost 5 of their last 7. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid's point streaks of 11 and 10 games came to an end. Question for you and the viewers, the hockey fan viewers, without Evander Kane, are we not now back in that era of time where if Connor and Leon don't score, the Oilers lose? Because it kind of feels that way.
It does. It really does. And it's putting some pressure on the management group in Edmonton to make a move to try and find another top 6 forward. And you start looking around the league and who might be available and names start popping up. Ryan O'Reilly's name is popping up in
Yes.
St. Louis if they're not playing well. So they might have to make a move because you're right. If those two don't score, and Zach Hyman's that other guy, there's not a lot of depth there in terms of scoring for Edmonton.
You tell me, Oilers fans, because I know that you're watching from up there in the City of Champions. Is that where we're at? Because it just seems without Evander Kane. Look, he gets hurt. They lose 5 of 7.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple math to me. I'm just checking in with our viewers, some of them here. Another great radio show. Can we put this on the screen? RP is Atlanta, says Ryan O'Radio. And I got to thank you, Ryan, for the nice words he wrote in during the show. He runs that station, WQEE, down there. He's a hands-on kind of guy, my kind of guy. And he wrote in yesterday and said, this is just great sports talk. This is just great sports radio. So thank you, Ryan, because I never really know what they want in Georgia and his stations in Alabama. So thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you. Thank you. Elsewhere in the NHL, it's funny you mentioned O'Reilly. He and Jordan Kyrou each had a goal and an assist, and the St. Louis Blues beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-2 for their 4th straight victory. Kelly Rosen, Tyler Pitlick, and Ivan Barbashev also scored for St. Louis, who closed out a perfect 3-game trip. Are the Blues coming back? Because I was on a betting show yesterday, Moose, and they were saying if you want to lay money down on futures at Bet Regal, the Blues will be a good bet to win the Stanley Cup. I'm like, I just put them in my bottom 5 yesterday.
They might be in the bottom 5, but, you know, who's got the most upside? When you're looking at betting and finding value, you're not necessarily thinking that St. Louis is going to win the Cup, but who's got the most potential to turn their season around?
It's kind of what they were saying.
Yeah, and they might have the most potential because they have a lot of stars still. And if they don't deal them away, remember, when they won the Stanley Cup, they were last place in January, right?
Yeah.
And they turned it around. So there's always the potential for them to turn it around, although things aren't looking the greatest right now.
Guys, Kinsman Tell a Miracle 50-50 raffle is back. Where are we going? Higher! Thank you. Tell a Miracle 47 online 50-50 raffle is live now. It's a Saskatchewan thing, right? Even the Bomber fan knew it. Is that Argos? I'm sorry. Oh, that's the first of Argos. They got a fan in the house. The 50-50 raffle is live now. It's starting with a jackpot of $100,000. As you see on the screen for our TV viewers, you can go to telemiracle5050.com right now to buy tickets. It's a Saskatchewan tradition. Tickets can be purchased by anyone over the age of 19 that is physically in the province of Saskatchewan at the time of purchase. All the proceeds go to the Kinsman Foundation. They're helping people lead better lives every day through the gifts of mobility, equipment, bursaries, that kind of thing. So don't delay. Get yours today. We'll be making the draw on Friday, December the 16th. Point 2, it is Grey Cup week. We got to talk about the fact that Zach Collaros did not practice for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and while they're trying to make a big deal out of that, by they, I mean the media. And listen, I get it. I would be too.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks he's not playing on Sunday in the 109th Grey Cup, right?
No, he's going to play. And we're analyzing everything from the way he walked off the airplane with no noticeable limp, right? No boot, no crutches, no help. And whether he grimaced and did that to make sure that there was no signs of a bad ankle, whatever. And you know what, with Zach Collaros and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, this isn't about making sure they're tuned up for the game, okay? This is their 3rd straight Grey Cup they've been in. They've won 2 in a row. They don't need to be tuned up. This is the best team in football. Maybe the best team, one of the best teams we've ever seen in the Canadian Football League, okay? Coming off the best season they've ever had. So they don't need Zach to be ready. They just got to make sure they're ready for the cold and that he's healthy enough to play. So if he doesn't practice until game day, Winnipeg will still be fine.
Poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center. They have dealerships all across the Canadian prairies, including Winnipeg and the state of California. Who will have more passing yards in the 109th Grey Cup? Zach Collaros of the Blue Bombers or Macbeth of the Argos? I voted Zach. What are you voting?
I think Macbeth will.
Yeah.
I think Winnipeg's going to use the ground game a little bit more than Toronto will. I think Toronto will be forced to throw the football. And I think because of that, they're going to chew up a lot more yardage through the air.
Well, you're spending a lot of time working here.
Yes.
And I appreciate you doing that. I'm spending a lot of time reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly the mayor of the Grey Cup, although it looks like it. Serena said to me, looks like a great time up there. And I said, well, you're seeing everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm in bed early reading. And so I read the game notes. They got really deep in statistical data. I'm more of the stories than that, but here's one. It's why you need, if you're going to bet, be educated, okay? Most times I'm willing to lead throwing money down. Stupid.
Yeah.
last 2 Grey Cups, if I read this correctly, I'd have to go back and read it, but the Hamilton Tiger Cats never attempted a pass or completed a pass over 19 yards. So
That defense.
yeah, so does that change if you're putting money down on a bet like that, on a prop bet?
Yeah,
You'd like to know the facts.
It might. Now you got me second guessing it. Now I got to do a little more homework. But look at I look
Pigeon. We call guys like this pigeons.
Pigeon. Yeah, I got the weapon, but Toronto's got the weapons. And Macbeth has proven it. They're first place in the East. Like, we just don't cast off the Argos as being just, the Eastern representative, whoever it is, they're going to get knocked off by Winnipeg. They're a good football team. They're in first place all year. And, to come into the Grey Cup, I think they'll be okay.
Our CFL coverage brought to you in part by Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hiring now. Find out everything you need to know about Bronco at broncoplumbing.com and our Facebook and Instagram pages. I'll be with the Bronco folks tonight. And we're brought to you by Ito Japan's. Ito Japan's fast and friendly service plus online ordering options are easy and convenient when you're on the go. Point 3, NBA. Here come the Hawks. Just not last night. Jaylen Brown scored 22 points to lead a balanced attack on the Eastern leading Boston Celtics beat Atlanta for their 8th straight win, 126-101. I wasn't confident in that game. I think we talked about that yesterday. The Hawks, who were coming off a big win over the Bucks, eager to show they will challenge in the East. Didn't happen, but Trae Young led the Hawks with 27 points. Hashtag true to Atlanta. I know more about the Atlanta Hawks than the Regina Pats. And I don't know. Feels weird.
Yeah.
And in Toronto, OG Anunoby scored a season-high 32 points and matched his season high with 10 rebounds. Toronto used a 21-0 run in the third quarter to beat Miami 112-104. By the way, the biggest and best party this week is right here at Ballers Friday night, hosted by Twisted Tea and Ballers Rec Room. Watch all our social media feeds because you're going to see the list of stars that are coming out. Where do we start?
Oh.
John Chick, Paul McCallum, all the TSN celebrities, Shawn Lemon, Nick Lewis.
Yeah, Damon Allen, Matt Dunning. If they're coming on our show, too, they're going to be there.
Right.
And more. It's going to be awesome. Only a few tickets left now, so grab them at Eventbrite, and all the social media platforms have the link.
Eventbrite.com, and it's coming up on the list of Grey Cup events, so that is fantastic. Every week I tell Darren to get his NFL Power 5 ready, and then I forget to ask him. Not tonight, my friend. You've noticed, right?
Yeah.
Thursday night football tonight. It's an interesting game. It's your Tennessee Titans against a team that a lot of people here in Saskatchewan, that's their favorite NFL team. For geographical reasons, it's the only community-owned team in the NFL, similar to the Roughriders and the Blue Bombers and the Edmonton Elks. That's the Thursday night game, Tennessee at Green Bay. I don't assume either one of them are in your top 5 in the NFL.
Not yet.
Power 5.
Not yet. Tennessee's getting close. They're probably a top 10 team in the NFL based on coaching and defense and Derrick Henry, but they're not a top 5 team yet.
I got to write these down. Who you got?
Number 1 team in the National Football League is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Until it's proven otherwise, their ability to win tight games, the way they were able to overcome that second half deficit against Tennessee, they continue to be number 1 in the NFL. Philadelphia's number 2 for now. They've had a soft schedule. I don't expect them to stay at number 2. I really don't. But Philadelphia for me...
It's 11-11 Central, by the way, it just turned.
How about that? Is number 2. Number 3 is the Miami Dolphins.
Of course. Hashtag Fins.
And they only win when Tua plays. And as long as he stays healthy,
Should be the MVP.
they're going to keep winning football games. They've leapfrogged now a couple of teams. Minnesota I have as number 4, which Arash will like. Again, big wins. Now they've shown that they can win close games. Kirk Cousins is winning games in overtime. He's winning games in the fourth quarter. So they're number 4. And I've got Buffalo all the way down at number 5.
Nice.
So the Bills are number 5.
How about that?
There's something wrong with Josh Allen. If he's not playing well, they're not winning football games. They don't have a big ground game. They're making mistakes. So I don't trust the Buffalo Bills right now. And there's teams like Dallas and San Francisco that are nipping right on their heels trying to get into the top 5. So that's what I've got this week.
Darren Moose DuPont with his NFL Power 5. And by the way, come next week, it'll be a lot more NFL coverage here on the old RP show. By the way, New York Fries is a proud member of the Calgary community, and to give back, they're giving and hosting free public skating opportunities at ice rinks around the city, open to families and the general public in support for Kids Sport Calgary. Visit FamilySkateYYC.com for a full list of times and locations, presented by New York Fries. Point 5 is simply the Blue Jays. You saw their general manager, Ross Atkins, talking about the trade of Teoscar Hernandez yesterday to the Mariners in exchange for pitchers Eric Swanson. Phil just heard Blue Jays, and he just popped up like a dog hearing the ice cream truck coming down the street. Listen, we believe the Blue Jays management knows what they're doing, right?
I think so.
Carry on. We're not going to sit and rip on that movie.
that? Done deal.
At the movies, Devotion, hitting theaters November 23rd. It's an aerial war epic based on the best-selling book of the same name, Devotion. Tells the harrowing true story of 2 elite U.S. Navy fighter pilots during the Korean War. Their heroic sacrifices would ultimately make them the Navy's most celebrated wingmen. Speaking of movies, we went to Black Adam starring The Rock the other night. What are we giving it?
Hot damn.
1 thumb up, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was good. It wasn't
You would tell people to go?
I would tell people to go check it out.
Good, not great.
Yeah.
So that's 1 thumb up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to see next.
I got people writing me saying, should I go to the movie? I'm like, you should always go to Landmark Cinemas. You should always go. It's not a bad idea ever. Yeah. But I didn't really understand what's going on, but I'm stupid. So I just went to watch The Rock. I watch him as the Tooth Fairy. I watch him as the high school teacher, whatever. I don't care. It's The Rock.
Yeah.
Point 6 in the last one. The Seattle Thunderbirds sent 9 assets to the Prince Albert Raiders in exchange for defenseman Nolan Allen, first-round NHL draft pick by the Chicago Blackhawks, and forward Reese Shaw, a 17-year-old who's currently playing in New Mexico. Thunderbirds gave up forward Braden Dubé, defenseman Easton Kovacs, forward Gabe Ludwig, and 6 draft picks. We put in the thumbnail here that the Pats, we would talk Connor Bedard trade stuff. It's starting to come up, of course, because we're here in the Queen City, the home of God's team, the Regina Pats. But they're still saying they're not trading Bedard. And you see these teams are moving on. They're getting to a point where the Seattles, the Kamloopses, the knitting teams aren't even going to want him because they've moved on and made their trades already.
And they're out of assets. And the question, maybe the poll question is over under, 9.5 assets for Connor Bedard, right? I mean, they're running out of draft picks. If they give him to Prince Albert, what do they have left, right? And there's only so many teams that think they have a real shot at a Memorial Cup, and that's why you would make a move for Connor Bedard.
Yeah, well, talking about it last night, I won't say at whose house, over pizza. And I was in a bit of an argument with my friend, who's an owner, a president of a company. And he goes, it's the owner and president's right to do whatever he wants because he owns the team. I said, we're not arguing that. I'm not saying that it isn't the owner's right to do that, but it's also the owner's right to make really, really stupid decisions and not listen to his people then. Because there is no other thing, but they have to trade Connor Bedard. It's them. And I hear this business of, they don't want to see at the NHL draft the Arizona Coyotes select with the number 1 overall pick from the Kamloops Blazers, Connor Bedard. I hear that. I'm hearing that more and more.
Yeah.
That is stupid. I hope that keeps you warm when the rink's empty the next 3 to 5 years with your last place team because you didn't trade Connor Bedard over stupid ego because you want your team name mentioned at the podium of the NHL draft. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm not even saying that that's what it is, but that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty close to the scene, as you know.
It could be. And that could be absolutely what it is. And then at that point, you're just buying the team to have the shiny toy and not really care about wins and
disservice
losses.
to the fans and the players and the staff and the city and all the rest. But you want to see me triggered.
Yes.
There it is.
Exactly.
Okay, Moose, great work.
All right.
Arash Madani joins us next. We're live from Ballers Rec Room right in the heart of the Dudney Strip. It is the RP show and warm-up on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and WQEE 99.1 FM.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might injure your back in a way that causes nerve damage or partial loss of mobility. Take safer steps with WorkSafeSask.ca.
I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head and cause a lifelong injury. Take safer steps. Learn more at WorkSafeSask.ca.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
That is the place to be. Ballers Rec Room right in the heart of the Dudney Strip. We're coming to you live on Game Plus TV and WQEE, the key in Metro Atlanta. I do have a text messages here from Ricky. Where is it? Both the Tap Brew House and Liquor Store and Ballers Rec Room will have shuttles to the big game coming up this Sunday between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Toronto Argonauts. Well, another Grey Cup staple is our good friend Arash Madani. Rogers Sportsnet joins us here at Ballers. How you doing, my man?
Roddy, always good. Had to make a point of coming over.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
You had the Royal Escort, too. You had the DuPont shuttle.
The chalet.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
And the red carpet.
You've actually been in this facility before. I'm not sure, remember one of its past lives.
Okay.
Pure, it was called. The drink is a great spot. And everybody, did it make you feel warm when you came in?
Yes. Yes.
Good.
It just feels different coming to a Grey Cup when it's on the prairies. It's just a different dynamic altogether.
Explain.
This is the show in town. This is what people... You just immediately know that people for weeks and months, there's been such a lead up and a buzz for this, and that everybody's fully invested. You don't always get that in other cities.
And by the way, for our American viewers and listeners, Arash is, what could we say, sideline reporter, Toronto Blue Jays baseball on Sportsnet. How many games you do this year?
75, something like that.
Well, I should ask you your take on Teoscar Hernandez trade. But can we I should mention that.
Yeah. Not surprised. It felt like it was almost inevitable. Teoscar will be going to free agency after next season. The Blue Jays weren't going to pay him what the market is going to offer. They need bullpen help. And for a corner outfield, I now wonder how long before George Springer becomes a corner outfielder. But it was a hell of a run for Hernandez. A couple of times a Silver Slugger Award winner, real fan favorite. But it became pretty obvious at the end of the season that was going to be a move.
And we move on. Like I said, you heard me say, I have faith in this management crew now.
Yeah.
They've been good. So they've made the playoffs.
What everybody has now learned over the last 2-3 years is if you do not have an elite, deep fireballer bullpen, you will not win. Period.
Right.
Full stop, point final, right? Like, sports is a copycat industry. And when you look at some of the money that's been thrown around for not elite relievers, good relievers, solid, strong relievers, already this offseason, teams now realize, okay, well, if we're not going to put our starter in to see the lineup a third time, we better have real good stuff back there. And that's where baseball, not where it's headed, not where it's trending, where it is.
Right, gotcha. So you are here covering the Canadian Football Championship, the Grey Cup. What specific stories are you on, or what's your deal? Yeah?
Zach. It's Zach Watch. I mean, look, I chatted with Andrew Harris today. It's a great story. He became a dad again 8 days ago, going up against his former team, all that kind of stuff. But the key to all of this is you think about Zach Collaros as a quarterback, and you wouldn't put him in the style of quarterback of Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or what Russell Wilson used to be, of a guy who can be mobile, who can roll to his right and extend plays and make plays, take a 4-second play, turn it into an 8-second play, and really force the defense and to be in scramble mode. And Zach Collaros is that. Like, Zach's doesn't look like the fastest guy or the fittest guy. One of his O-linemen called him, O-line fat. But what Zach can do outside of the pocket has made him the star. So now, this week, bad ankle, snow, ice, slippery track, probably some wind on Sunday too. How effective will Collaros be outside of the pocket? To me, I think that's going to be one of the real storylines of this game.
It's funny, and for those that don't know, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Zach Collaros versus Toronto, McLeod Bethel Thompson, their quarterback, and you said his former team. I had to stop for a second. He's had quite a few. That's one, Zach's former team, the Argos. He did not leave them on poor terms.
No.
Right? He left as a free agent to go to Hamilton to replace Henry Burris, correct?
And when you think about, because Zach's been around so long and he's played so many places, in 2015, Zach Collaros was by far
the man,
hands down, the best player in the league. And then against Edmonton, at home in Hamilton, rushing, tears up his knee, takes a year to come back. And really that kind of began a little bit, not a spiral, but a little bit of a decline, because then came the concussions, etc. And then you think about what's happened since 2019. It's one of the great resurgences. It's also one of the great stories in Canadian sports history.
No doubt. Not just CFL history.
Yeah.
CFL history. From Pride of Steubenville, Ohio, where Game Plus television all through the state of Ohio is very popular on the Buckeye Cable Network. So if you're watching in Ohio, shoot us a text if you have a question.
Will the Buckeyes cover against Maryland this weekend?
Of course.
Of course, okay.
They're the top teams in the nation, dude. What's the spread?
They covered against Indiana on Saturday. That much I
We
do
love
know.
teams that cover. Speaking of, by the way, are you finding the air dry out here?
A little bit.
How'd you make out?
Not used to it.
Yeah. Ryan in Toronto watching, and I think this is a fair enough question since the Argos are in the game. He said, would Arash move the Argos out of Toronto if he owned the team?
To where? So this becomes the question. I understand Ryan's question. It's a fair one. It's a valid one. The issue is, where are you going to move it? Where is the facility? Where is the stadium? What do you do? Would the Argos be better off in Oshawa in the East End? Would they be better off at Downs View Park? I don't know. I'm assuming Ryan means within the GTA. I think tomorrow, we're going to hear a lot of pipe dreams about Halifax. We're going to hear a lot about, a 10th team to make this thing whole. It's the same conversation about Halifax. The mayor, Mike Savage, on the record, when the CFL was in the province of Nova Scotia, told Justin Dunk of 3 Down Nation, I told the commissioner that he could come play here. We have a parking lot at the Micmac Mall that they could play. Until you have a facility, all of these to me are pipe dreams.
Fact. Now, what the viewers probably know, if they're longtime Arash fans like me, you're from Truro, Nova Scotia.
Yes, sir. Good memory.
I know you, dude. Moncton. Why not? They got a beautiful stadium at UNB.
Well,
sorry, University of Moncton.
University of Moncton. But it looks nice when they have temporary seating there to get it to around 10,000. It's not sustainable as is right now for a professional football team.
So you would say don't move there at all, ever?
No, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is until you have a stadium situation built out. They have a CPL franchise in Halifax. The Halifax Wanderers, they do great.
Very popular, right?
Very popular. And they draw well, but they play at the Wanderers grounds. It seats about 5,000 or so. There are very few people, very few stakeholders, not people, who have an appetite for spending what it would take from taxpayer dollars to build a stadium there. That has become very evident, especially coming out of COVID. If you find a wealthy owner who is willing to write the check, different story. So I'm interested when we hear a lot about the sizzle tomorrow. What's the stake?
You're talking about the Commissioner's State of the League address. What else are you expecting to hear out of that? Do you have questions ready?
I have a couple. I'm guessing we're going to hear the Genius Sports name. What do you think, Roddy? 40 times? 50 times tomorrow?
Well, we ask what the results are of Genius Sports.
But I really think that at this stage of things, there's a lot more to clean up in-house. Now, this is where I think the CFL is a real opportunity, a huge opportunity right now, and people may roll their eyes or scoff, is a US TV deal and what kind of money that can bring in. Look, we all know that gambling companies are all over the place, and the revenues that can come in from those are huge. No sport in North America moves the needle like football when it comes to gambling and viewership. And with no promotion, no history, no attention, the CFL does decent TV numbers in the US. There is a value to that. Ambrosi has said that Genius Sports is working on a TV deal there. There is no reason why that content, the 90-ish games, including playoffs and Grey Cup, why that live property should not be bringing in around $40 to $50 million at minimum for this league, which, spread around 9 teams, changes the dynamic altogether. So there's going to be a lot of talk about this and that, but to me right now, in the short term, after all these teams have gone through the financial hardships of the last 2 years, a real focus has to be, you have a product. A U.S. network does not have to pay production fees. You're basically given this on a platter.
Like what you guys are doing with soccer and certain
hit play.
Yeah.
You don't have to invest anything in the infrastructure of it, just on the rights fees. And I think that's where the biggest financial opportunity in the immediate right now is for the CFL.
Our poll question, I want you to take a swing at this. For, pardon me, Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, who has more yards? For our betting partner, Bet Regal. You know those great guys. Zach Collaros or McLeod Bethel-Thompson in the Grey Cup. Who has more passing yards? Macbeth or Collaros?
I think I have to go with Zach. Because I really believe that Andrew Harris is going to weigh in huge in this game. And Brady Oliveira, I believe, will too. But this is now... Okay, what do you have? You have a cold, windy, icy, snowy game on the prairies. What have we seen from Andrew Harris over the last few years in these conditions in November? For a dude who really didn't get hit for 10 weeks as he was recovering from an injury, he told me today, I was pretty sore after the Montreal game. I had to learn to get hit again, but not a ton of miles on that body. And if you want to wear down a defensive line, if you want to own the line of scrimmage, if you really want to have Winnipeg's pass rush negated, wear them down early in the game. So then if you have to throw the ball late in the game, Jeffcoat and Jefferson won't be the kind of weapons that they can be early in a game.
There you go. Zach's the man. 3 for 3 with Moose, me, and Arash, all saying Zach wins the prop bet for passing yardage. We're going to take a timeout. We do have the special announcement coming up later on this hour from our friends at Athletes in Action. It's so special, I can't even tell you what they're going to announce, but that's a little later on. We'll be right back to Ballers Rec Room at Grey Cup Week right after this on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and WQEE, your southern home of sports and talk, 99.1 FM.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Casino dancing.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might fracture your wrist, resulting in a lifetime of painful arthritis. Take safer steps with WorkSafeSask.ca.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might injure your back, resulting in partial loss of mobility. Take safer steps. Find out more at WorkSafeSask.ca.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902-518-3033.
A sports update here from Grey Cup week before we finish up with Arash Madani from the Dub in Medicine Hat. Brendan Lee recorded 2 goals and 1 assist as the Medicine Hat Tigers blew out the Brandon Wheat Kings 6-1 Wednesday night. There are 4 Canadian teams in action in the NHL tonight. The Montreal Canadiens, Columbus to take on the last place Blue Jackets. The Flames face the Lightning in Tampa, and the Leafs are riding a 2-game win streak as they host the New Jersey Devils. Also, the Winnipeg Jets welcome the Anaheim Ducks to Canada Life Center, and the CFL hands out its season-ending awards tonight in Regina. Winnipeg Blue Bombers quarterback Zach Collaros and Montreal Alouettes receiver Eugene Lewis are the nominees for league MVP. This sports update for Edo Japan. Edo Japan's fast and friendly service plus online ordering options are easy and convenient when you're on the go. Arash Madani, Vikings. He's in Moose's top 5 in the NFL as the number 4 team in the NFL. Where you were watching the Vikings-Bills, right?
Yes, I was there. I went.
Stop.
Yeah, went down with some friends.
Was it the wildest thing you've ever seen?
My voice is just coming back now. I know we're in a power ranking world.
Yeah.
Already, year 3, Justin Jefferson, to me, top 10 receiver of my lifetime. Already.
It's amazing.
How about that?
Moss, Rice, T.O., Fitz, Steve Largent, Michael Irvin. On we can go. Chris Carter, Justin Jefferson's right there in the conversation. He is incredible. You need tough yards over the middle, he'll go get it. You need to stretch the field, he'll do it. You need him to jump, climb the ladder, fine. Roddy, it was 4th and 18, under 2 minutes left. My friend Mal Romanin, he's a Bills fan, he's watching. He'll remember this. Remember that, Mal, along the sidelines? Kevin O'Connell, the head coach, radios into Cousins, just throw it up to JJ. There was no play call. And Jefferson, while lunging back, rips the ball out of the defender's hand with one hand, comes down with it, first down. Vikes end up winning. He's incredible. We're watching an absolute megastar right before our eyes.
Is Kirk Cousins all that?
No, but he fits into their scheme. He fits into their offense. They don't ask him to do a ton, and that's what Kirk Cousins is.
You getting your hopes up?
No, I can't.
You have before. Right?
Yeah, exactly. The Vikes have beaten one team above 500 this year, Buffalo. You know, you say Miami, well, the Dolphins started a third-string quarterback that day. So I watch the games. I see what they are. They know how to finish. 7 of their 8 wins have been by a touchdown or less. But I just don't know what they are, and I don't know how good the NFC is for that matter.
Are you enjoying the travails and struggles of the Green Bay Packers?
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
They've had it coming for a while, haven't they?
It looks so good on all of them, namely 12.
Do you even care how they got in this bind?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't think that you would.
No. What's you know what surprises me? When Devontae Adams went to the Raiders, I thought that was going to be one of the real missing pieces for a Vegas team that would, like, they took off the last 6 weeks of the season. I thought they were the better team in that playoff game against Cincinnati last year. I thought they should have won that game against Cincinnati last year. And Devontae hasn't done much.
No.
The Raiders haven't done much. Their defense is a mess. Didn't see that coming.
Did you see the note that the NFL scoring's down lowest since 2010? Have you noticed?
I've noticed a lot of terrible games.
Yeah.
A lot of uncompetitive, not entertaining games. Some have been electric, like the Minnesota Buffalo game was, out of its mind. But how many times have you had something even close to that? Not a lot.
We have a minute. You want to just, if you don't mind, pass along your thoughts. It is Grey Cup week. The talk here, of course, is the future of Bo Levi Mitchell. Traded to Hamilton on Monday. Where does he play next year?
It's going to be a great conversation piece throughout the offseason. I think this is what Bo wants, for everybody to be talking about Bo. I believe him when he says that he is hell-bent on getting to free agency. Hamilton obviously has the runway now to talk to him. It would not surprise me if the market here throws everything at him. It wouldn't surprise me if Toronto shows a lot of interest, and Bo and Ryan Dinwiddie worked together for a bunch of years with the Stampeders. I don't know what McLeod Bethel Thompson's future is. I had a long talk with McLeod today. His wife is one of the head writers on the Marvel TV series. She is killing it in Atlanta. They have a house in LA. They have a soon-to-be 2-year-old. And McLeod wants to keep playing, but life sometimes gets in the way. If there's a vacancy in Toronto,
Bo could slide right in. Yeah.
I think Bo would like living in Toronto. I think Bo would love being the big man on campus in Regina.
He's in a good spot.
He's in a good spot.
Yeah. Sir, enjoy the Canadiana.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the time.
Great to see you, bud.
The great Arash Madani. Very special announcement coming up next from our friends at Athletes in Action. So a note to our operators in Toronto at Game Plus and Atlanta at WQEE. We're going to pause right now and come back with an extended segment next. Big announcement. Stick around. We'll be right back on Game Plus TV and the key WQEE 99.1 FM.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902-518-3033.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might injure your knee, leading to joint damage or even a permanent disability. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Golf, Hawaii, and the Four Seasons. Imagine picking up your clubs and feeling like a pro for one whole week in paradise. Well, you can get that chance this December with 5-star accommodations, a 3-day tournament at a championship course, and loads of VIP experiences. The Pro Leisure Golf Tour is going to make you feel like a pro, even if your golf game doesn't. So whether you're looking to grab your golfing buddies for a tropical getaway or just wanting to find an exclusive VIP experience to take part in, the PLGT is perfect for you.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
RP Show continues from Ballers Rec Room on the Dewdney Strip, and they want you to know Ballers and the Tab Brewhouse and Liquor Store both will be running shuttles to the big game on Sunday, the 109th Grey Cup Championship game. By the way, Twisted Tea's player fan mixer goes here at Ballers on Friday night. Among the guests showing up at the place starts Damon Allen, Matt Dunnigan, Andy Fantuz, Shawn Lemon, Greg Zahn, Luke Mullender, Danny McManus, Amanda Ruler, Paul McCallum, Nick Lewis, Glenn Suter, John Chick, Gino Lewis, and many, many more. Stop in here at Ballers today or Friday and pick up your tickets. Well, Athletes in Action is a very wonderful organization that I've done work with in the past and support religiously. Pardon the pun. We have some special guests. Rod Sawatsky from Athletes in Action. He's the chaplain of the Calgary Stampeders. Joins us from Cowtown. David Beard of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Brent as well is with us from Edmonton. I see the Elks fan. Rod, would you mind doing the introductions and telling our viewers a little bit about what Athletes in Action is all about? Mr. Sawatsky, please.
Sure. Happy to do so. We've been involved as an organization, Athletes in Action, with the CFL for over 40 years. Every team has a chaplain. We've been able to provide a unique support for the players, for the staff, for the coaches. We've been involved with the team. There's a spiritual component for those who are interested. We support their Christian walk, and we have chapels and that kind of service. But we care for every single person on the team. There's an absolute no holds barred love that we have for every player. We deal with all the stuff that most of the fans will never see or hear about. Sometimes they hear on the periphery, but if there's a stillbirth, a death, a murder, if there's addictions or brokenness, we just are able to step in and love, whether it's as small as just loneliness and as big as just shattered lives. But we have the privilege of walking alongside and caring for the individuals. I think a lot of time people forget that the pro athlete is still a human being. And even though they live in a fishbowl, they need somebody who's looking to help transform their life, not looking for a transaction, not looking for something they can get out of it.
And David Beard of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, if you would, Mike, could you speak to what AIA has meant to you in your career?
Yeah, I mean, AIA has been a part of my my career for a long time, beyond just professional sports. My first kind of opportunity to dip my toes in Athletes in Action was in University of Alberta. Kind of transitioned from some mentorship university there. And as I kind of got drafted and brought into the CFL, transitioned from mentorship from a friend of mine named Isaac through to Chappie here, and then carried on to Steve Kearns there in Hamilton. So
outstanding. Well, it is a very important organization. It's helped, well, probably thousands of athletes. Would you not agree? I was going to say hundreds, Rod, but 40 years, you're probably into the thousands of players you've touched.
Absolutely. No, for sure. And I love that the relationships that are built both between the chaplain and the athletes, as well as between the athletes, those things become lifelong friendships and community, as in their fellowship. So it's a thrill to watch that service that we provide become a plank in the foundation of their life journey, their marriages, their families, and as they use their platform to help other people in the community.
Well, as much as this would be a wonderful advertisement for Athletes in Action today, that's not just the reason why you're here, Rod. Come on, let's let the cat out of the bag. It's time.
Okay, well, let me just tell you that every year we have a number of things that go on Grey Cup week. We have a Grey Cup breakfast. Sadly, that's not happening in Regina this year, but we have an announcement every year. There's the Gord Barwell Award. It's presented to give honor and recognition to a CFL player who exhibits faith, character, and leadership on and off the field. The award is named after the talented Hall of Fame Saskatchewan Roughriders receiver, the late Gord Barwell, who helped establish Athletes in Action. And this guy that started it just exemplified Christian character in every aspect of life. And so every year, players are nominated for the award by their local CFL chaplain. And then we, as the chaplains across the league, we vote on it. We've had some of the former winners of this award, Danny Barrett, Pinball Clemons, Joe Monfort, Tracy Ham, Milt Stiegel, Mark Washington, Anthony Cavillo, Travis Lule, Enoch Mwamba, Luke Tasker, last year Cody Fajardo from Saskatchewan. And this year, we're excited to announce that the fella sitting in front of that camera, David Beard, is the winner of the Gord Barwell Award.
Hey, congratulations, David. They got you. They got you. Congratulations. Yeah. And Brent is there to Brent, do you have a few words?
Yes, as you can see, David is an offensive lineman by nature. They're big men, but David has a big heart for God. He's got a big love for his wife and his family and his friends, and it's just been an honor on behalf of the CFL chaplains, David, to present you just with the Gord Barwell Award. We've known him for 7+ years, and we'll hunt with you any day, David. We'll go. He's a big game hunter, and we would hunt with David. So God bless you, sir. We're very proud of you.
Appreciate it, Chappie. Thank you.
Speech. I'm sorry, David, that you're on the spot here, but what does this mean to win the Gord Barwell Award live on television?
It's pretty cool. Receiving this was quite a surprise. I was not anticipating this today, but yeah, exactly. No, in terms of thoughts, I'd say it's just making me think about all the great relationships and conversations and journeys that I've had with both Chappie, teammates in Edmonton, and already started to in Hamilton. It's a pretty special group to be able to get connected with and do life with. There's a lot of challenges that are unique to being a professional athlete that just have a different flavor than maybe some other careers or professions. But it's pretty special to have people around you that are willing to walk with you, will walk alongside you, and be willing to share their faith along with you. So being able to receive this is pretty special, unexpected, but it's very special, and it just brings up a lot of memories of relationships and time spent sharing your faith.
Well, congratulations. That's quite a list of award winners. And guys, I told you yesterday, I'll tell you again how humbled and honored we are that you would announce it on our show. So thank you. And Rod, any parting? Well, I should say, by the way, it went as well as I expected. We had scripts, we had these meetings. You knew that we weren't in charge, gentlemen. You knew that it would go great. Hey, Rod, any parting words?
Just to say two things. One, I'm super excited to be connected with, as the director of AIA, guys like Chappie and David and these young men that are the next leaders of our culture. And if I might, Rod Pedersen, just a joy for me to watch you grow and mature. You've got a great show. You do a great job of what you do, but I'm even more, and I know you hate this because it's live TV, but I think you're an awesome young man.
Thank you, Rod. Yeah, I appreciate it. And thank you for your support over the years. You have no idea what it means to me. So congratulations to all of you, and enjoy the off season. God's blessings continue to you all, and thanks for the time today, guys. Way to go, David.
Thanks so much again. God bless. See you guys.
All right, the representatives from Athletes in Action, and today David Beard of the Hamilton Tiger Cats joins a very distinguished list of winners for all the criteria that Rod just said. Some comments before we go. Jayla in Calgary writes in, says, "Hi, Rod, loving the Grey Cup coverage. I believe Bo will go to the Riders." And Jayla says, also meeting you this summer was a highlight. Jayla came up and introduced herself to Darren and I in Chapters Indigo Books one day. If you see us, come up and say hi. Love to chat with you. Todd in Red Deer says, "Rod, you look like you enjoy every show, but you look like you are really enjoying this week. Great shows, guys." Thank you, Todd. These are the easiest shows of the year, as I say, this and Super Bowl. Sean in Vancouver, love Arash's tennis coverage. Hopefully Felix beats Fritz today. Those are some of the messages from the 902 line. Shawn Lemon coming up next hour here from Ballers. Stick around, everybody, after this break on Game Plus and WQEE.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM-certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big, and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might injure your back in a way that causes nerve damage or partial loss of mobility. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
No! Can't remember my roommate's name, but we couldn't get into our room, and two exotic dancers came down the hallway and said, "Here you go, let us give you a hand with that."
How about that?
I was 16. It was like, whoa. Mandy at Edmonton has checked in, by the way. She says, flashback. I did find glitter around an ex's house all the way into the bedroom. Now you know. No charge.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, everybody. Look at this. It's hour 2 of the RP Show coming in hot. From the 109th Grey Cup celebrations in Canada's Queen City, Saskatchewan, Canada. We've covered a lot of things. We, in hour 1, had Arash Madani with us from Rogers Sportsnet, the host of Blue Jays telecast. We talked Blue Jays and the Teoscar Hernandez trade. We talked a little NFL and, of course, CFL football on the way this hour, and literally in moments, the general manager of the Toronto Argonauts, the Hall of Famer Mike Pinball Clemons. He'll be with us shortly. He's on his way in here. He's also a winner of the Gord Barwell Trophy, which we announced last hour with our friends from Athletes in Action. It is for the athlete in the CFL, the player who best demonstrates Christian values and ethics combined with tremendous play in the field. It's David Beard of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now, we got a special guest here. He didn't know he was going to come on, but he dressed up for it.
That's right.
Everybody a hand for Nelson Hackewich, please. Hey! How about that? Yeah, listen, we have a live studio audience here at Ballers. They opened it up for lunch. He is our vice president of sim events. We ran a computer simulation 2 years ago, the entire season. You did all the work when the CFL wiped out its season. And it ended in Ottawa winning the Grey Cup in overtime.
Right.
Remember that?
Ottawa beat Saskatchewan in overtime. And
sold out Mosaic Stadium that day.
Sold out Mosaic Stadium. We were fortunate enough to be part of Grey Cup Unite that year. And
it was fun. But for you and your dad have been joined at the hip all week here with the festivities. Can you give the fans perspective here ahead of Pinball joining us? What's going on?
What's going on? Everything's going on. There's a giant tube slide down at the Rio district there. The party rooms are going all week starting today.
They're open, okay.
There's a digital zone where you can play video games and have VR experiences. There's tons of stuff to see. It is CFL fans' second version of Christmas.
Yeah, it is. I got heck from one of our viewers for saying this, that it is Canada's Super Bowl, but I have to relate that to our American viewers and listeners, because we are live on Game Plus Television, but also WQEE in Atlanta. But they're loving the CFL talk. I'm getting a lot of messages from down there because they are football fans. Now, before we go any further, I don't know, where did football simulations become in vogue, whereby, like, who's our friend, Chrystia Freeland from the NFL Network's made a career out of it. Who started that?
I honestly have no idea.
Cynthia Freeland, sorry.
We'll go with that. She started.
She didn't start it.
She didn't start it, but
who did?
I have no idea. But it really comes down to sports betting and anything you can do to get an edge to beat the odds, right? Be it game predictions, prop predictions. I just started building my model around player predictions this season, and again, 80% success rate in both game score. And
you run simulations, how many on any given game?
10,000 on every game. And we can up that to whatever we want, 5,000, 30,000.
So, the next question. Have you run your simulations for this Sunday's Grey Cup?
Who's winning?
Yeah.
What do you want? I got a three-peat. I got the Bombers in a
bomber win. Boo.
I got the Bombers in a 6-point win, 26-20. To your poll question, I have Zach Collaros for $295.
Stop for a sec. The poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center, with dealerships all across the Canadian prairies and the state of California, is who will throw for more passing yards in this Sunday's Grey Cup? Winnipeg Blue Bomber quarterback Zach Collaros or Toronto Argonauts quarterback McLeod Bethel Thompson. And you basically just let it out of the bag. It's Zach.
It's Zach. 296, 3 touchdowns, 22 for 31.
We got him. How about the Eliminator? The doors, Nelson, right on cue. And Mike Pinball Clemons. All right, I think we'll get Pinner first. How about that? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you coming
on.
All right, so we'll do a little switcheroo, and we'll get our guy Pinner coming up here. So I will tell the viewers right now would be a good time to text in your questions and comments, 902-518-3033. Again, 902-518-3033. Yeah, if you don't mind. You're going to have to just grab them, okay? Because we already did. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, one more hand, Mike Pinball Clemons. He's coming on stage here. The pride of William and Mary. And I believe from Clearwater, Florida. Pinner, welcome, my man. I'll take, yeah. Good to see you. Hey, the general manager of the Toronto Argonauts, the Grey Cup combatants, East Division champions, and for another season, first-place finishers. You guys aren't getting enough credit, Pinner. Have you noticed?
Well,
are you okay with that?
Yeah, we don't necessarily want credit.
Right? I know.
We like to pay in cash.
The guy doesn't stop. He does not. Welcome, man. Can you agree the football capital? Do you feel that way?
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no question. Now, we were talking about it earlier today. This is the heartbeat, if you will, of Canadian football. Right?
Appreciate that.
Martin Luther King had a quote, says, "The concepts of love and power have been contrasted as polar opposites in our society. In order to exercise love, we must resign ourselves of power and vice versa." He said, "But love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power without love is reckless and abusive. Indeed, power at its best is love. The two are synonymous." And so the reason I say that is we all have the ability to embrace the game. That's the power portion of it, right? But when you add the power to do so with that genuine love, that's Regina. Right, that is Saskatchewan. Right, that is the Rough Rider football.
You've been
Rider
coming
pride,
here as the opposition for a very long time, and I don't think anybody would have treated you poorly. They love you.
Am I right? But you treat everybody well, right? You do.
Yeah,
this is what we do here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love and respect and honor people on that play on the field, and we love you for it.
How is it that you look younger every time I see you? What are you doing?
People
growing your hair out. Something.
Well, people ask me about that, and it's actually a really simple thing. It's my wife.
Nice.
Yes.
How about that? Score
Yes,
one for the wives, everybody.
Yeah, so she's just so easy to live with. She makes life so good and easy, and now we have our first grandchild as well.
Congratulations.
And so it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Well, when you took over that general manager job in Toronto, they've been after you for a while, had they not?
They asked me a couple of times. Yes. They asked me a couple of times.
And you finally relented, and could it have gone better? I mean, you want that championship come Sunday. Yeah, but first place finishes, and it's gone great.
It has gone well, but in saying that, that's the process. It really is. I say, if you're the smartest guy in the room, it's your own fault. I tell our guys that all the time, right? And Vince Magri has done a phenomenal job. Yes, very cool.
Tell our viewers what he does for you.
Yes, so he is the assistant general manager, and in terms of surveying Canadian talent, he's just so good. This is his 10th year. Coach Barker brought him in, and of course we got Jim back this year, so Jim Barker is back as a part of the team. Alex Russell is that other young guy on our staff that just does such a great job. And of course, we were able to find our own version of Vince Magri, who is the assistant GM, in our head coach, right? A guy as well that just loves the game. He works so hard at it. He's so diligent.
You're talking about dinner?
Vigilant.
Or
Yes.
still Vince?
Yeah, no, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Dinwiddie. Yeah, of
so
course.
Ryan,
I love that guy.
Yeah, he just puts so much time. During the pandemic, the year that we lost there, right? He didn't lose, he won, right? He was in every day. He was in the office every day by himself because of all the rules. You couldn't be together, right? He was in there by himself, putting the time in, developing and moving and rolling. And then he lost a portion of his staff in the middle of his first season as a head coach, and because of the pandemic, right, we had a couple of coaches that chose not to
stay on. Yeah.
Yes. Well, they wanted to be on, right, but that just getting the shots was didn't work in their favor. So he still worked through that. We were able to finish in first and finish in first again. He's a worker bee. It's that time though. It is a process, and it's not just you come back and you smile and laugh and you come in first place. No, it's not that. It is that time, energy, effort that has been put in.
Well, I will say this. I knew the second they hired you guys would have success. But a very good friend of mine is Mike Davis, who left the Argos to go to the Las Vegas Nighthawks indoor team, and he was afraid to tell you guys that he had this opportunity. Yes. He goes, Ryan was so gracious. And pinball, too, you go and do your thing. Yeah. A lot of teams wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? But that's how would you say that? Paying it forward or just being gracious?
It's just the right thing to do, right?
Bingo.
All consistent. You want to just do the next right thing, time after time. Just let's do the next right thing, and we'll be all right.
The other great thing is for your staff. Now, you tell me if this is true or not.
Yes.
Shoot, I've had players that have signed with you that have said, Pinball staff does all the heavy lifting per se, the talk, and then they bring in Pinball as the closer. You're out of the bullpen. Cam Judge is a good example of a guy. He's like, how do you say no to Pinball?
Yes.
Is that how it works over there?
Yeah. Well, and I tell you,
is that true?
Cam, I love Cam Judge.
He's the best, man.
My goodness.
He just want to be closer to his girlfriend. You know why?
But he. Oh wow! Great
player.
Yeah, just great player. And, we are people-centric. I think that may be a part of it, right? People are important to us. And it's a great game, but it's a terrible business. And some, just stuff that you have to, you can have a guy who chooses to stay in your city year-round, right? Because he wants to help to promote the game, and he does all the things right. And then all of a sudden we sign a new quarterback, right? And that guy is still the best guy at his position, right? But we have to sign another guy who makes less money because we had to give that money to the quarterback, and so the game. It's a terrible business. It's a great game, but a terrible business.
At least you've been through it as a player. So that's important.
That's right. And so we try to we have to make tough decisions, yes, but we still try to make sure that we understand relationships and people are the most important part.
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are favored by 4.5 points by Bet Regal, our exclusive sports book at the RP show Sunday. How do you like being the underdog in the Grey Cup on Sunday?
Quite comfortable, right? And also I think appropriate. That's a good football team that we're playing, right? They've won the Grey Cup 2 years in a row, and they've had the best record in the league the last 2 years. So we can say we finished first, but we finished first in the East, not in the league. And so we like the fact that we made it through and got to the Grey Cup this year. And but we still have to prove. If we can go play 500 football against them for the last 2 years, we'll be okay. So we went 1-1 against them last year, and they edged us out early on in the season, and we had a chance to tie the game at the end of the fourth quarter with an extra point.
That was a tough one.
And it was a growing one, right? I mean,
I see he's still your kicker, by the way.
He still is, and will continue to be, right? He's an important part of not just our team, but our culture, right?
My cousin Christine is watching in Medicine Hat, and she says, who gave Pinball his nickname? If I may?
Yes.
The pride of Butte, Montana? Bob O'Billivan. Right?
How about that?
They're all clapping. They don't know what for.
Yes.
It was your first training camp, was it not?
It was.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had the goal line scrimmage, and of course I was the new guy, so I was the fresh meat. It was a defensive period, and just like it was supposed to happen, I got hit, but I didn't fall down. I ran around the end and scored, and so you think that's a good thing, but this is his defensive period, right? So he gets mad, do it again, and so this time, when I almost before I get the ball, right, I get hit, right, because they know exactly what's coming, but I didn't fall down again. I ran around the other again, and I scored again. He says, "You little guy, get out of my drill," and he made the statement.
Moves like a pinball. Yeah.
New guy that bounces around like a pinball.
Yeah,
that's right.
And by the way, I read your book, All Heart, and it's so funny what's changed since you wrote it. Are you going to do a new edition or another book or what?
Well, I'm
you probably even thought about it.
No, because I'm just not that proud of me.
Stop.
Yeah, so
I've read it, man. It's a good how-to.
But it's painful, sort of writing about yourself. Like yeah.
So you're not going to?
Who
knows? Not today.
I don't plan to. But
you're a busy guy.
Yeah, so and past the busyness, I just I'd like to continue to encourage people in whatever way I can. But
we'll watch the story live rather than read it. How
okay,
about that?
There we go.
We're watching.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
Pinner, I'm going to let you go because you're the busiest guy around. Yes. I really appreciate you coming down, and good luck on Sunday.
Always a pleasure. Never too busy for you, sir.
Thank you, Pinball.
Right,
the great Michael Clemons. We'll be right back on Game Plus Television and WQEE 99.1 FM.
Hi, have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Easy snacking all around. something everyone can love.
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat. And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks and make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might hit your head and cause a lifelong injury. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might injure your back, resulting in partial loss of mobility. Take safer steps. Find out more at WorksafeSask.ca.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Beautiful day in Canada's Queen City. As you can see, it's the 109th Grey Cup week, and we are on the Thursday of it. Now, 3 days away from the 2022 Canadian Football Championship. Just ahead of our next guest live here at Ballers Rec Room, which, by the way, hosted the best party of the week, Friday night, presented by Twisted Tea. The most amount of CFL celebrities, alum, TSN personalities will be here. If you're in town for Grey Cup week, stop in at Ballers and pick up your tickets ahead of time, including World Series champion Greg Zahn, our good friend's going to be here too. A sports update: 4 Canadian teams take to the ice in NHL play tonight. The Montreal Canadiens are at Columbus. The Flames visit the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Leafs host the New Jersey Devils, the hottest team in the NHL, winners of 10 in a row. And the Winnipeg Jets welcome the Anaheim Ducks to Canada Life Centre. The Toronto Raptors will have the next 2 days off after a 112-104 win over the Miami Heat Wednesday night. OG Anunoby scored a season-high 32 points for the Raps, their 4th straight home win. Toronto heads to Atlanta, facing the Hawks on Saturday. You know who I'm cheering for in that one. Hashtag True to Atlanta. The sports update for Ballers Rec Room and the Tap Brew House and drive-through liquor store. Both places will be running shuttles to the big game on Sunday. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Okay, where's the lemonator? There he is. How about a big hand for Shawn Lemon?
How about that?
Love this guy.
Right on.
I always say,
I like it.
I always have it wrong. 2 Grey Cups you won or 3, Shawn? 2. I always say 3. I always say the wrong one. Calgary Stampeders all-star defensive lineman joins us here. Akron, right? Lemonator?
Yes, went to University of Akron.
Welcome. You pulled that thing right up. You're a broadcaster. That'll be your next thing. You know how to work one of these things.
Most definitely.
How's your Grey Cup week been, sir?
Oh, it's been fun. It's been fun so far.
You have fun everywhere you go.
It's always good to get out, though, and, interact with the fans. And, just that's one thing special about our league. Fans get, access to the players and, get to see us and spend time with us.
Well, I will say congratulations on the All-Star nod.
Thank you
There's
so
no
much.
doubt about that. You had a hell of a year.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
What do you like about that defense over there in Calgary?
Just the guys, the brotherhood we have there. Coach Munson's, defensive mastermind who schemes up, good ways for us to attack teams. So, just found it fits my skill set.
For the viewers, it's only a 2-hour show, Lemonator, so I can't go through your whole football resume.
Oh, yes, that would take most of the show.
You are that guy who's played in every league.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're a fighter. How old are you now? I should look. 34. That's still young, dude. Listen, Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, San Jose Sabercats, Orlando Predators, Sioux Falls Storm, Edmonton Eskimos, Stampeders, Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers, Ottawa Redblacks, Riders, Argos, Lions. What's up with you going back to the same places all the time? You just can't say no, huh?
Well, that's a good problem to have. That means people, want your services. And, I can't control the trades. I just got traded from Toronto back to BC, signed back to Toronto to get traded back to BC. So, you got to ask Pinball about that one.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. You know that,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
So what will your well, and by the way, CFL All-Star 2016, 2022, and he won Grey Cups. I got to get this right. 2017 with the Argos.
2017.
And 2014 with the Calgary Stampeders. Yeah. What do you love about this week, this CFL Championship week?
Oh, it brings us together. It brings the whole league together. It's a great wrap up for the league. It's amazing. It's something you look forward to. It's it's an amazing week, and I'm glad we're in a city like this where that supports the CFL the most, in my opinion, in the whole league. So, what better place to be?
You could get recognized around here, right?
Oh, exactly. You get recognized.
What's that been like?
It's good. It's one thing about the Riders fans here. They support the CFL. They support our league. And just seeing other fans from other teams fly in all over Canada. So it's amazing. I know players, we really like that.
Well, I'm looking at this. You were with the Riders 2016. I'm not sure. Did you end up playing a game? Or were you traded in training camp?
No, I got traded. I didn't. We played Toronto week 1. I probably played like 4 or 5 plays that game.
Okay. I was so upset when Shawn got traded. And I was.
Yeah, of course.
Because we were getting along great in training camp and so forth. But it was and by the way, Chris Jones was the GM. And then we played you guys later in the year in Toronto. Remember, you guys had that.
Oh, yeah. That's fun.
So awesome.
No, I love Chris
Jones.
I love Chris Jones. Chris Jones is an amazing guy. He's congratulated me on a great season. I'm up for Defensive Player of the Year tonight at the award show. He congratulated me on that as well. I think he does a great job with his teams as far as their schemes and stuff like that. So he's been amazing for our league, and I'm definitely thankful for a guy like him.
I was a little surprised to see you're only 34. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. I feel like I'm 23.
What's the deal on that?
Just taking care of yourself.
When I say that, it's not like you're not. You're playing.
It's been around for a while.
You've been around for a long time.
Yeah, and I came up to Canada when I was 23 years old. So, that kind of, as soon as I got out of college, I came right on up.
Well, you know what those older players say? Not that you're old. How many more years do you think you got?
Just keep going. We'll see what happens. As long as the body feels good, so we'll just keep rolling. So.
But the older players say, are you familiar with Eddie Davis, a guy named Eddie Davis?
No, I'm not. No.
He's in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. He was one of the last players left from our U.S. expansion in the 90s. He came in as a rookie in Birmingham in 95. Roy Shivers found him.
Okay, yeah.
And then he played 14, 15
with Roy
years.
Shivers.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
Best scout probably ever,
exactly.
GM in this league. And then he said, as he got older, and he's in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, he's a Rider Hall of Famer, won multiple Grey Cups. what I'm maybe slowing down, but I'm learning more up here.
Yeah.
How much does that help you?
It helps a lot because you're able to break down protections. A lot of time when I'm watching film and on opposing teams, after I study the O-line, I study the quarterbacks. I like to see where their escape lanes are. You got a guy like Cody who's likes to spin up field, so he'll do like more of a spin move to roll out to throw the ball. You got a guy like Nathan Rourke who wants to step up in the pocket. So I look at those rush lanes and I know if I'm into my rush, I know where this quarterback's going to go. I know where his go-to spots are. So that helps you a lot. You at some point, at some age, we're not going to have the same physical features as far as the speed and the strength that we have. So you got to be smarter. And, I'm just fortunate enough at this point, my speed and my strength is still there. So, and you put that on top of having the mental side of the game, I think that helps me out a lot.
From viewer David, he says, thanks, Lemonator, for putting Nichols out with the sack in 2019. We traded for Collaros, and the rest is history.
You know what?
Is that a fact? I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. But me and Mike Rose was talking about that in Calgary, well, Lemon, we should blame you for this because you knocked Matt Nichols out, and these guys got Zach Collaros now. So,
you should get 2 rings for the last 2 years.
How about that?
I don't know the answer to this, but Chris Joyle writes in. He says, I'm late to the party. Did they say what's up with Collaros' ankle today? I haven't. I've been sitting here for 2 days. He missed practice yesterday. The starting quarterback for Winnipeg Sunday. We'll expect him to play.
Yeah, he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, so we don't know what happened today. Do you know what happened today?
I'm not sure what happened today. I went out and did got in the community, did some events this morning, so I've been pretty busy.
Yeah, we don't know.
We've been working, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're not the Bomber show either, by the way. Speaking of Winnipeg, Randy in Winnipeg says, I hope Shawn kept a jersey from each team. Do you have mementos and jerseys
from each team? But I don't. A lot of people count Winnipeg the first year when I came up here, but I was only there for 3 days. I couldn't even. What number was I there? 44?
Don't ask me. I got to check your Wikipedia here.
It's probably not on there.
Way back. No, it's not. But way back 2011.
Yeah,
it's a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't count Winnipeg. But yeah, I do have a jersey from all the teams I played on.
Home base for you is Orlando?
Orlando, Florida, and Washington, D.C., yeah.
How awesome's Orlando?
I love Orlando. Weather's always nice. Sunshine. Puts you in a good mood. For me, it's a good training environment. For off-season training, you get to train in that heat and stuff like that. So when you get up here, you're already in mid-season form.
Yeah, what did you do during the wiped-out season to keep busy and pay the bills and that kind of thing?
Spend time with the family. Into some real estate stuff, and just go from there and wait for the next opportunity. I wasn't signed to a team during that time, unfortunately. So I was just kind of, waiting to see if it would be a season on if I would get picked up because, the older you get in your 30s or over 30, teams start to perceive that you've slowed down some, whether or not be the case.
So that must mean so much, all these awards you're getting this year.
It does.
I can tell by the smile on
It means a lot. It means a lot, and it's a testament to, but you need stuff like that to keep you going as a player to motivate you, but it's testament to the, work I put in my family and stuff.
But most players are like Tom, Edward, Brady.
Mm-hmm.
They like the chip on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Count me out.
I wouldn't. It's been like that my whole life, high school, college, professionally. So I expect that. One thing you're going to deal with in life, you're guaranteed to deal with is adversity. How you respond to it and what you do with it, that's totally up to you. Like we all get 24 hours a day. You could always be like, oh, why am I getting a tough break all the time? Or you can just get up and do something about it. So.
Isn't that the secret?
That's it.
Right?
Just get up and do something about it. Everybody's going through stuff. Everybody has stuff to go through. No one's going to feel sorry for you. So,
by the way, another thing that's great about I was going to say Super Bowl weekend. That's great too, where we were in Los Angeles last year. But we've done 21 Grey Cups, and the players from all the other teams, not all the players, but a lot of players like Shawn are here. Bo Levi Mitchell is here of the Calgary Stampeders, my good and longtime friend.
Yes.
What was it like this year witnessing the changing of the guard? Because frankly, we're all stunned watching it from the outside.
I think it was handled. Bo handled himself very professional.
I got to give him kudos.
And I'm very proud. I told him that maybe end of the season. I told him, I'm really proud of the way that you handle things. And Jake handled things professional as well. They're really, really close friends. So, I think they went about it the right way,
So as a you were paying attention to it because you were in the locker room and on the field. But as far as offense, defense, you just did your thing.
Most
right?
definitely.
You just kind of watched it and
just understand that one thing we had, the luxury we had in Calgary is I trust all those quarterbacks. We had a really good quarterback room. We have a really good quarterback coach. We have a really good head coach who's actually quarterback too. Coach Mueller and Coach Dave Dickinson, they've done an amazing job. And Pat, our OC, they do an amazing job preparing all our quarterbacks. So whoever's out there, and I feel full confidence in all of them.
Do you want to take a bet at where Bo Levi Mitchell will play next season? Do you think it'll end up being Hamilton?
I don't know. It's the thing is everybody's all wrapped around where Bo wants to play. And for where will he sign? And, maybe some teams out there listening to this. But the key is Bo's wife. Where she wants to go, where the kids want to go. And that's what's going to make him happy because I know what type of family man he is. And, that'll make him happy. So I feel like the key to unlock Pandora's box is if you get the wife on your side. That's if you're one of those teams out there listening.
Yeah, of course. And I could see him loving the Raptor thing, the Blue Jays,
we'll see.
Seems like a big city
for me,
guy.
I just want to see him happy and, him get an opportunity to, showcase his skill set because he's a Hall of Famer. He's Hall of Famer in this league and definitely
You want the story to end well, yeah.
I know it will because I just know the type of player he is and the type of work he puts in.
So do you have a prediction for Sunday?
I have a prediction for Sunday. I've been going back and forth with this. But the past few Grey Cups, I've been pretty right. So, I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
There you go. Not going to get fancy with point spread or anything like that. Yes.
Pinball.
He's gone.
Okay.
He's
All right.
gone.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
About that?
Lemonator, good luck tonight.
No problem.
Congrats on everything. Keep it rolling, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
The great Shawn Lemon joining us live here at Ballers. We got Larry Deanan. Did I say Saul? Better call Saul. In the house? That's good. We're taking a break. Man, all the stars are coming out. What a great day for everybody to join us here at Ballers. We are live on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, your favorite podcast platform, and WQEE 99.1 FM.
Have you subscribed to The Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
I gotta hit the beat.
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
gotta hit the beat.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might injure your knee, leading to a permanent disability. Take safer steps. Learn more at WorksafeSask.ca.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902-518-3033.
All right, welcome back to the RP Show, everybody. You're looking live at Ballers Rec Room. The biggest party of the week is here Friday night, presented by Twisted Tea and Ballers Rec Room. Stop in over the next 2 days and pick up your tickets. All the greatest CFL stars will be here, including, I'm sure, Larry Dean. He wouldn't miss it. The pride of Tifton, Georgia. Let's get this guy's smiling face on the screen. How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Good. Of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, by way of the Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo Bills, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ticats, Eskimos, Ticats again, and now these Saskatchewan Roughriders. You've been around, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how's your off season going? A little earlier than you'd like, I'm sure.
Yeah, so officially it don't really start for me until after the Grey Cup. Right now, you just kind of stay tuned in, seeing what's going on, watching the games, and then it'll start. I go back home, back to Georgia, and crank up.
You probably have some friends and family listening right now on WQEE in Newton, Georgia, Metro Atlanta. You should have seen his eyes perk up, everybody, when I said he liked my hoodie that I was wearing down there. So when we went to air, September 2nd, right, Ryan, on radio? September 2nd was our first day on WQEE, and a guy by the name of Shawn Lucas. Do you know him? Played at Tulane. He played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He said half the CFL lives in Atlanta.
Half the CFL?
In the offseason. Is that a fact?
I can't go against them, but, I believe that it's a desired area.
Why is it so desired?
The weather is nice. You could train. You on, you have grass fields, you have turf fields, whatever your preference is. It's a lot. It's on the come up. It's a lot of nice weather there, so you never have to stay shut in. You can always, there's no excuse not to be able to train there. And it's a lot to do if you into that. It's a lot of things to do.
So where's Tifton, Georgia from Atlanta?
It's 2.5 hours south.
It's a ways then. Is that where you spend your winter?
I'm back and forth.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Tell me about Tifton, Georgia.
So that's where I'm from. That's where I was raised mostly, majority of my life.
Are you the most famous person to come out of Tifton, Georgia?
Nah, I wouldn't say that because I'm very humble.
I noticed.
I'm very humble, so I wouldn't say that. But
what's the population, Larry?
Small. It's not that big. But I couldn't give you a number right now. I haven't looked in a while.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, go ahead.
But what you told me about Tifton, Georgia is, if you spell it backwards,
it's not fit.
It spells not fit.
Right.
How about that, everybody? What did they think when you made it to the National Football? Not only that you made it to the National Football League, but you stayed in the National Football League.
I think that just the whole city was proud and is proud, and me becoming an ambassador of the city. They do things in gestures. We have signs around the city saying "Hometown of Larry Dean."
That's what I'm saying, man. I appreciate you being humble, but just tell me what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. I do a lot for the community. Since COVID, I haven't really been able to do as much as I normally would because COVID, and then I was hit with the injury, and you kind of get into a little funk, and your team is your team, but it's spearheaded by you. So when the people come to your event, they want to see you, not just your team. And when I say my team, I mean my parents. My father, my stepmom, my mom, my sisters, my brothers. They'll run it for me, but at the end of the day, the people in my city, if it's my event, they want to see me. You know, they want to shake my hand. They want to be in my presence, you know, let me give them some, you know, words of advice and vice versa. They give me words of advice and we keep each other motivated and keep going, you know,
and you rep them just like they rep you, right? That's
for
the
sure.
way it should work.
I carry that with me, and we have players now. We have Malik Henry, you know, for Calgary. He's from Tipton. You know what I'm saying? So to see all the younger guys coming up now and, you know, saying that I paved the way for them, I helped them see it.
That's what I wanted to get out of you. So thank you for not letting me down. 17,000 is the population, by the way, Larry.
Yes.
Actually, 17,235.
Not too big.
No, that's a good size, though.
Right.
Got a few 7-Elevens, big enough for that. So you played across this league. They're asking if you're an NBA fan.
Am I an NBA fan? I'm more of a player. Like, I like players. I like Carmelo, Derrick Rose. I mean,
Trey Murray.
All time great, you know, Michael Jordan. That's my favorite. That was my favorite player. And then, you know, after it came out, you had to start picking with, you know, the Carmelo, the LeBrons, the D-Ways. I picked Carmelo. I like D-Rose. I like what he brings to the table, even with the injuries and whatnot, just, you know, his perseverance. I like all that.
Isn't this fun to just talk like this and not have to talk about the other team's quarterback and this week's game plan and all that kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, you know, sometimes with me being so humble, I don't really like doing the media a lot, especially during season, because, you know, you have a one-track mind. You like, I just want to focus on the job at hand. Like, if I wasn't doing good or whatever, we wouldn't even be talking to me. So let me just stay with what was dancing with what got me here. That's what my grandma always taught me, like, just dance with what got you there. So it's like, I wasn't doing media. I was in the film. I was on the field. I was doing X, Y, and Z. But this day and age with the social media world and the testimony that I have, my story, I have to start telling it more and more and getting comfortable with it. So to come on your platform and be able to just to speak freely and, you know, it is what it is.
And have fun, yeah.
Yeah. Just,
what is your story, Larry?
Where you want to start?
From the beginning?
Do we have enough time?
I got as much time as you want.
I mean, yeah. I'm just trying.
Start with the tough times.
The tough times? The toughest of the times? Okay, so we'll take it like this. Like I said, I'm from Tipton. My parents, they were never together. So I never seen them together. But my dad, I always had my stepmom, who is like my second mom. And then I had my real mom. My real mom was incarcerated. So I was with my dad and my stepmom and that side of the family for a while until my mom got out. She came and she got us, my sister, and I have another little brother on my mom's side. So it was kind of like two worlds. You know, your mom just get out of federal prison, you know, doing the stint, and now she's a felon. She's single parent. She has 3 kids. You know, and when I was
tough to get a job, right? That's hard.
Exactly. When I was younger, I used to despise her about it a little bit. You know, it's like you got us in this messed up situation on some stuff we didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't understand. But if you go to the root of it, like the things she was doing was to help provide for us, you know, and she kind of got a bad rep for a while until I got older and mature.
Yeah, when did that dawn on you?
It took me a while, you know, like I had to go on my own journey, you know, and see things for what they were, you know, at the same time. Like I say, I applaud her now and commend her for never wanting to give up. Like I say, you say start with the toughest times. That's why I started with that because, you know, like you say, it's tough to get a job. It's tough to provide. So we've been through the shelters. We've been homeless. We've been through all of that, you know, but it was kind of fork tongue because on one hand, I'm living in a shelter, but my father's sending us all the nicest clothes, all this. So I'm winning best dressed, but living in a shelter. So it's kind of, you know,
and that screws you up inside.
Of course. And it's a lot of stuff that you don't even talk about because it's just, at that point in time, it's an uncomfortable conversation, you know? And how do you voice yourself when you're frustrated or how do you deal with it, you know, when you're trying to figure it all out? And the person that you're looking to for guidance, they don't have it figured out, so they're uncomfortable with the conversation, so they just mute it, and everybody just pass it along like You know, that's just life. And then you go to your neighbor house and they're going through the same thing. So it's like, this is just what it's normal. It's normal. You know, so it's a lot of trauma and built up, you know, things that happen that you have to iron out as you get older, unless you want the cycle to continue.
Probably when you started making a paycheck yourself, you realized what she was doing, right? When people are relying on you?
Yeah, but not early on. Early on, it was just so free-flowing that, you know, you felt this, you know, everyone goes through the survivor's remorse or the survivor's guilt where you want to help every single person that ever told you one pat on the back. You know, you kind of want to, you know, show love to them, let them know that I ain't too big, I'm not bourgeois, like I didn't forget about you, like I understand, I know that conversation, I remember it, I appreciate it, I took it in, you know. So it's all those things, and then you have to learn, like, if you give all your bricks away, when it's time for you to build, what you gonna build with? Because the people that you're giving these bricks to, that's why you're giving them to them, because they don't have them. And you're the breadwinner now, you know, so you have to be very strategic and smart.
Well, you're a smart guy and obviously an athletic guy. So you telling this story to kids? What are you doing with it?
Am I telling it to kids?
You're sharing it?
Yeah, when I get the opportunity, when I get the platforms to come on and speak, and, you know, and also it has to move me. Like, I'm very much, I go off energy. If the energy wasn't right, I probably wouldn't say nothing. Like, I'd be like, Larry, very quiet, but it's just, I'm big on energy, you know? Like, I felt like as soon as I came up here, it just was good energy. You give off good energy.
Wow, thank you.
No, I
As do
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate it. Well, I'm a fan. Don't tell anybody. While you're over in Hamilton, I admire the way you played.
Thank you.
So I was
appreciate
happy
that.
when you signed here. It's the best linebacker crew in the CFL. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll say that, and, you know, that's what we firmly believe, but then you go to the media and you look at the all-stars and, you know, all the accolades and stuff like that, and you don't get recognized. Now it's like, well, were we? Are we? You know, but then it's like, who you looking to validation for? Because you don't want to demise their job and their credibility, but at the same time, it's like, with the validation, like, right, y'all,
That stuff doesn't matter.
That doesn't validate it, you know? Like, it doesn't validate it. But you have to win games, though. We all know that. You could be top of the top, but if you're having a losing record, then it's like, are you really the top? Because if you were as good as you think you were, then you would be winning.
The right people know, Larry.
Yeah,
and
you know,
that.
and that's all that matters, you
Yeah,
know? And
absolutely.
at the end of the day, it has to be within yourself, though. The validation has to come from self. And like I say, with me being on the journey, coming back from an Achilles, where most people would call it a career, and to be able to come back and play at a high caliber level, still at a different position that I never played before, it's like, I'm all right.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm blessed, man.
You are. I appreciate you stopping by, and good luck with everything. We're following very closely, Larry.
No, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Overtime's coming up next, live from the 109th Grey Cup. We're at Ballers Rec Room on Game Plus TV and the Key, WQEE 99.1 FM.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Text 902-518-3033. 902-518-3033. Pick up your phone and text RP, that's Rod Pedersen. Text 902-518-3033.
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Golf, Hawaii, and the Four Seasons. Imagine picking up your clubs and feeling like a pro for one whole week in paradise. Well, you can get that chance this December with 5-star accommodations, a 3-day tournament at a championship course, and loads of VIP experiences. The Pro Leisure Golf Tour is going to make you feel like a pro, even if your golf game doesn't. So whether you're looking to grab your golfing buddies for a tropical getaway or just wanting to find an exclusive VIP experience to take part in, the PLGT is perfect for you.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
This is it, overtime. And let me dig up my phone here while we bring in the Moose, Darren Moose DuPont, and I appreciate what you've done, and Clark, and obviously Director Jordan, the whole crew, Ricky and Kelly here at Ballers. I feel like I'm winding up the week, which we are not. But are you having a good time?
Oh, yeah. How can you not? This is awesome. You know, and to get the live studio audience like this and get a little energy in the room, and is awesome. Really, really cool. But I really feel for the handlers of these superstars. You're
realizing it, huh?
Especially Pinball, because you're trying to escort him out the room, and I've got the Argo staff being, he's got to be back by 12:45. He's got to be here by 12:45. And I'm looking, I'm like, guy, we really got just one more photo. And how do you say no to the photos, especially when he wants to take every one? So it's fun, and the week is feels like it's just getting started, even though it's Thursday already.
Yeah, fair. The game will be here before you know it. You're going to the game, I understand.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it?
Actually, I am, and great to be invited by our friends at Bet Regal. So to be able to sit with them and take in the game, how can you say no, to one of your biggest partners like that? And I'm really excited and thankful for the opportunity.
Randy, everybody loves the Moose. I feel like we got to get moose horns and sell them, and it would be great in the store.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Randy says, good luck with your Titans tonight.
Thank you.
Ted in Red Deer wants to know who your bottom 5 in the NFL are.
Oh, boy. I could get into that.
Okay, I'll let you think about it.
Okay, give me a half a second.
By the way, Overtime is brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Your home for the UFC and the National Football League. Tonight, Georgie Nitsos, the Greek Freak, wants you to know NFL, NHL tonight, plus our awesome boneless dry ribs on special. Heck, you can put ketchup on them if you like. I do.
LFG.
Tennessee at Green Bay. Plus Jets, Leafs, Flames, Habs, heck, even the Vegas Golden Knights and Kraken, all on our huge video wall. That from George Y. at the Four Seasons Sports Palace, who's still upset at me for putting ketchup on my Greek ribs there the other night. I've only been doing it for 25 years. Thanks for noticing, George. Okay, overall standings in the NFL. I could take a swing at this.
Yeah, that's where I went. I went to the overall standings because I haven't put a lot of thought into this, okay? But Houston's definitely at the bottom. I mean, I don't think there's any question there. We've seen them. But I would put Vegas in the bottom 5. I would put Jacksonville in the bottom 5. So 1, 2, 3. I've got Denver in the bottom 5 for me. Okay.
How about that? They're the 23rd team in the NFL. Moose has put them in the bottom 5.
They can't move the ball enough. They're just struggled. Their defense is pretty good, though. And just because the quarterback play, I got the New Orleans Saints in the bottom 5 as well. It's something there. They can't get Alvin Kamara going healthy, Michael Thomas. It's just it's a struggle in New Orleans.
You know what's interesting? And clearly I love Atlanta. Ryan O'Radio, I might move there. I don't know. I'm like Larry Dean said it. I told you. He's like, you got good energy up here. And Atlanta has great energy. The Falcons are 4-6.
Yeah.
And they got a reason. The fans got a reason to pay attention because they might win the NFC South.
Yeah.
And it's, as a fan, isn't that just what you want? Is just a reason to watch? And
that's right.
Yeah, because they're going to be a lot better in the years down the line. I think they're past the tanking thing.
Oh yeah.
Or is it even smart for them to win? I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter now. I mean, you always want to win football games and get your fan base engaged. I mean, the NFL is interesting and draft picks are interesting because how often do the top picks not work out? I mean, the NFL is probably one of the leagues where the draft picks are more valuable than any other league, but you can find a lot of great players in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounds with good scouting departments, and through free agency, you can turn your team around pretty quickly. So win football games. Atlanta's an exciting, group, and it doesn't matter what your record is or how bad people perceive your division to be. If you win the division and get into the playoffs, you got a chance. Look what Cincinnati did last year, right? And we thought they were still a couple of years away. They went all the way to the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay is a team right there at the top of their division now, hovering 500. They got a shot. Atlanta, Carolina, they both have a shot. Whoever wins that division, so there's a chance.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm just going here. I'm going through the comments because we had a very uplifting day. This is a wonderful day for positivity, a great day for football, the CFL. Here it is. Last hour, we handed out the Gord Barwell Trophy winner for the Canadian Football League this year from Athletes in Action. It's the Christian Fellowship supporting players in pro football, but all across sport in North America, and it was David Beard of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, as you know. Kevin the Medium's watching. You know my guy, Kevin. He says, Rod, we'll get this. I was busy doing stuff as I listened to that segment. Out of nowhere, I got goosebumps when the award changed hands. Lots happening with that young fella. So between that and Larry Dean, that went very well. There's laughing. Pinball has the best smile on the CFL, somebody says. Oh, here we go. Ooh. From Ryan O'Radio.
All right.
That would be great. RP show live from WQEE 99.1 FM studios and bring an NHL team with you. Last minute of play in hour 1. Hour 2. I was watching the Hawks game the other night. The Raptors are playing the Hawks coming up here. And that arena, we got to get down there. Do they still call it Phillips Arena, Ryan O'Radio? Because I had buddies playing for and working for the Atlanta Thrashers back in that. I hadn't looked at that arena since the Thrashers were there. It's got ATL in the front of the arena. So they love their hockey down there. We have less than a minute, but what did you, 30 seconds now, what did you think of pinball? Give us 20 seconds on pinball.
Pinball's
comments.
the best, right? I mean, I get it. He just radiates energy. And how do you not feel good, when you're around that guy? And if you're having a bad day, you can't be miserable about anything because he's just so happy. He's happy about the people. He's happy about we're driving through Regina. He's happy about this. He's happy about everything is great in his world. And that's
we all needed a show like today. Great work, Clark. You're working your butt off. I appreciate you. We'll get you lunch down here. See you tomorrow, noon Eastern.
Who has more fun than us?
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. Bingo! Spicy! Ah, so beautiful. Bob's your uncle. I like it.